Hello and welcome to optimizing your author website for search engines and users. I did this presentation for the NINC conference and now I'm recording it to help people who were unable to attend that. So let's dive in. My name's Deborah Lanning. I'm the founder and creative director of Lala Projects. We're a creative agency. We design and develop custom WordPress websites. We have an area of focus on websites specifically for authors. We build our own WordPress theme, and we offer plugin extensions for authors to help them manage their books. This workshop will be slanted towards WordPress a bit, but there's topics in here that can be applied to any website. You can find us at lalaprojects.com or on Facebook and Instagram at lalaprojects. Today we'll be running through a few case studies about author websites we've had the privilege of working on. We'll also be reviewing search engine optimization terms, examples, and some tools. We'll also review user experience on websites, and we'll talk about terms and look at a couple examples of that. So I'm going to bounce around a little bit from the presentation slides to live websites to talk through some of the tools and concepts. And since this is a workshop, I'll be providing you with some useful tools that you can use to work on your own SEO. So to kick off the presentation, I'm going to begin with a few case studies of author websites that I've worked on. I have some before and after imagery, which is always fun to see. So let's see here. So our first author client was really Wayne Stinnett, and he had 3 completely separate properties for his author business. He had WayneStinnett.com, and he had a blog, and he had a completely separate WordPress website that was dedicated to his shop or his store. On the left, you'll see a screen capture of what his website used to look like, and on the right, you see a picture of what his website currently looks like. So quite a dramatic transformation. The reason we started working with him is because he wasn't showing up on search engines in any meaningful way. Like he was so far down you couldn't even find him. And his website wasn't mobile friendly. So our solution for him was to combine all of his website properties into one beautiful, responsive website. So now his website presence, his blog, and his shop are all on one website. We improved user pathways to help people engage with his content and call to action sooner. We added a newsletter sign-up feature, and subscribers are growing monthly. And we created some updated automation. So when he adds a new book, a lot of the features throughout the website automatically update to accommodate for this new content. And that's part of our authors plugin. So the results in all of our efforts is he's now appearing on page 1, position 1, even above Amazon, which is a huge feat to get above Amazon. So we're really happy with how things have come together. Since the new build, we've continued to work to improve the website over time. Websites are living, breathing things. You have to kind of maintain them and keep an eye on them. If you set it and forget it, it will age, and your website won't perform the same over time if you don't pay any attention to it. So we've also added some fun new features. We've added on his shop. Originally we just had swag like t-shirts and that kind of stuff, but since we've launched, we've added the option to buy books directly from Wayne. So you can buy digital books, and you can buy an autographed copy of a physical book from him. We've also added a pretty fun call out on his website, on his homepage. We have a call out that we've labeled the beardometer. Wayne grows a beard every time he starts a new book, so we took this into consideration and thought we could use it as a fun marketing effort to show his progress as he's writing his new book. And then So you can see the beard growing, and you can see how far along he is on his book, and then you can pre-order the book he's currently working on. So that helps engage people who are waiting with great anticipation for his next release. So that was a fun addition and a fun project to be a part of. Next, let me just show you Deborah Wild. She is another author we worked with. Her main concerns with her old website, which you can see here on the left, is what her old website used to look like, and this is her new website. So we were able to maintain that same branding, but just give it a fresh new look. The things that were of concern to her was that her website wasn't mobile friendly, and it didn't have a navigation to speak of. So to navigate through the website, you had to click into these boxes to get deeper into the website. So our solution for this was we modernized and got her a responsive website design. We optimized all the content. We improved the user pathways, and we also show written and audio book excerpts and reviews, which is a new addition and kind of a fun twist. So if you go to the book detail page, you will see down here, you'll see her reviews. You can toggle through them, and you can get some freebies. So you can either download an excerpt of the book to check out the writing, or you can listen to an excerpt of the audiobook. So there's some fun new options that we're excited to include in the author plugin. As a result, she is now appearing on page 1, position 1 above Amazon. Awesome. And in the future work, Deb has been successfully adding books and blog content to her website herself, which was one of our core objectives when we built her website, was that she wanted to be able to update everything, and she finds it really user-friendly, and we're happy that she's able to successfully do that on her own. And we have an ongoing relationship, so she can always call us if she needs us to help with something. Next, I'm going to talk about Sharon Hamilton. We did not build her website, so we can't claim credit for the design. But we did adopt her from another webmaster, and we've been working to optimize and improve her existing website. So problems that were occurring when we started working with her is that the content wasn't optimized for search engines. She didn't have any metadata in place. So we worked with her to do keyword research and craft new metadata that was specific for all of her books. And she has about 50 books, so it was a lot of work, and the metadata makes a big difference. We also worked on improving user pathways, so people can get to content faster and easier and find what they need quickly. Another concern with her existing website was page load speed. She had a lot of background videos that were made up of GIFs, and these videos were creating her page load to be very slow. And when your page is loading slow, the big concern is that you're going to have page abandonment. People aren't going to wait around for the page to load. They're just going to click, close it, and move on. And then another thing that we helped her with, we also helped Wayne do this, is what we call account wrangling. All of her domains, she had many different domains, and they were all registered with different registrars. So maybe she had 10 domains that she wanted to keep ownership over, and she had at least 3 different registrars. So we worked with her to gain access to all of those accounts and then transfer them into one account. So now she has a single account to manage, and she's not bouncing all over these different registrars. So it's nice to just get your digital assets organized so that you can run your business more efficiently. So some of the solutions I'd like to chat about. So we added a small call out to the top of her website here. for Audible. She really wants to highlight all of her audiobooks. She has 50 audiobooks, and people get into the series and they can listen to every single book. We also added an audio page that these are book list audiobooks that features all of her audiobooks. So you can get a bundle, or you can get the individual books in all the different series. There's standalones, and then there's whole series available. We added an audio call-out message to highlight the series in the buy link area. So if you go to an individual detail page of a book, there's the written description, there's the buy links, and then we created this little call-out to kind of highlight the audio that's available. So you can listen to the entire Sunset Seals series, and this goes directly to the the series on Audible, and then you can click on the Audible link and it goes to the book detail page on Audible. So we also added some book excerpts if they were available, so people can listen to that. And we removed the background videos to increase page speed. We wrote alt tags for all the images, and we added a buy link to the pre-order call out on the home page. So if you're on the home page, similar to Wayne's, we have this new release section to really highlight that she has a new book coming out, and you can pre-order it at Amazon.com, or you can read the blurb and learn more about the book. We did a lot for Sharon. Let's see here. What else did we do? We transferred all of her domains over to one registrar. I already mentioned that. Another thing we did, we worked on all of her links. So in her book detail, she has a lot of links here. The Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, iBooks, Kobo, and then the Audible. So we worked with Sharon to gather her affiliate links that go to Amazon. So you can get more, you can kind of get like a referral commission if you have an affiliate link. So we've created affiliate links and put them on all 50 of her books. And for the Audible, we use bounty codes. So bounty codes are if a new person signs up for Audible, then you will get a kickback from Audible of like $20 or $25. I can't remember the exact amount for each new member that signs up. So those are pretty powerful incentives to help make more money as an author. Every little bit helps. So as a result of all of our efforts, she is now appearing on page 1, position 1 above Amazon. And in the future, we plan to continue tweaking and refining and improving her website over time. There's always things you can do to improve, right? Right. All right, so next, let's run through some SEO terms to learn and understand a few basics. Maybe some people know this stuff, but I'm just going to run through it in case you're new to the world of SEO. There's a lot of information to absorb, so I have created a resource for you. If you head on over to my blog on lalaprojects.com, there is a blog article called SEO and Website Terms that corresponds with this chat, so you can dig into this a little bit more if you want to learn more about these terms. Okay, let's dig in. So a URL. A URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. This includes the HTTPS, the domain name, plus the slug that follows. This is an explicit pathway for a specific resource. So, for example, we got the HTTPS, and then :// the domain name, and then the information after the domain name is the slug. So let's break this down a little further. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. If there is an S on the end of the HTTPS, that stands for secure. So when you see a domain that is using HTTPS, that means the website is using an SSL certificate, which stands for Secure Socket Layer, to secure your website. This helps with transactions, protecting people if they're purchasing stuff online. It also just protects form entries and that kind of stuff. So breaking down the URL further, the domain name is the website address. It is the address where the internet users can access your website. So for example, waynesdent.com, that's your domain name. Slug, the slug is the part of the URL that comes after the .com. There is a specific way to format a slug so that search engines can read them. It should be a word separated by a dash, right? You don't want to use underscores and you don't want to use random numbers. You want to use words that's separated by a dash. The search engine can read this as this is. If you have it all squished together, it becomes incomprehensible. So you need to break it up with a dash. Content. So a lot of people talk about content. A website content is text and visual content that is shared with the website user. So it could be text, it could be images, photos, graphics, videos, audio tracks. All of that is considered content, right? So when you're building a page, the goal is to drill down to a specific keyword, and the keyword book is a broad search term, and the name of the book would be a narrow keyword or phrase. So we'll get into that later. All right. So file name. Your entire website is made up of many different types of files working together. So a file name is what you label a file. There are many types of files inside of a website. There's images, videos, PDFs, Word docs, XLS, PHP, Illustrator, PDF. These are all different types of files, and file names matter. So from an SEO perspective, we are concerned with file names that we use for the page content. So most important of these are the image files. It's important that you use a file name that's SEO friendly. You want to make it look exactly like the slug. You want your file names to have a dash in between them. So if you have an image name that is img123.jpg, it means a lot less than if you have a image name that's, the name of the book, for example, like Wayne's book, his first book in his series is Fallen Out. So we would name the image fallen-out.jpg, and that would mean a lot more to a search engine. So for example, let me see if I can show this to you. So you can go to a resource on a website directly. So I did that with this. I just went to his website, and here's the URL of this specific resource. So we've got the domain name / and then this is related to WordPress. This is a folder that holds uploads that into the website. This is a year, a month, and then this is the name of the actual image, fallen-out. It matches the image, what the image is about. Search engines can read this if it has a dash in between here, no underscores, no capital letters, just fallen-out. So that combined with alt tags will help you optimize your website images. So let's talk about alt tags next. So alt tags are considered alternative text. They're short descriptions of images These were originally developed to help visually impaired people to read the internet, and this is still the ultimate purpose of an alt tag. But you can also add keywords to the description to help optimize your website. Keywords or keyword phrases are words or phrases that describe the content on your page or post. So the goal is to drill down to a very specific keyword, and the keyword book is a broad search term. Name of the book, like Fallen Out, would be a very narrow search term. Keywords or keyword phrases, there are multiple keywords that describe your page content, and you can use them together. And keywords can be used different. Keywords used to be way different than they are today. So back when the internet was created, you could just enter a comma-separated list of words and your page was optimized. Ta-da! But that's not how it works anymore. You need to figure out what your keywords are and then infuse them into every facet of your page. From the slug to the page title to the body copy to the image file name, all of it needs to match. So a focus keyword or keyword phrase is a single word or phrase that best describes the content on your page or post. We'll talk about this a little bit later when we talk about the Yoast plugin. Metadata. Metadata is data that provides information about other data. In other words, it is data about data. The most important metadata for your web page is the meta title and the meta description. And once you know what your keywords are, you can then craft keyword-rich content and topic-specific metadata. We'll talk more about this, best practices of metadata writing, in a little bit here after we review the terms. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. An HTML element is a start tag and an end tag with content in between. So for example, this starts with a paragraph here, paragraph content goes in between, and then you got your end paragraph tag. So this is the very most basic HTML tag you can get, pretty much. So a P for paragraph and a /P to end the content. So the stuff in between here is what's affected by this tag. Okay. Headings are also wrapped in HTML tags. So if you look at the bottom example here, there's H1, it stands for heading 1, and then the name of the book is Fallen Out, right? And then /H1 is the closing tag. So there are 6 levels of headings. 1 is the most important, 6 is the least important. Using headings in your web page will help you to call out what's most important to search engines. So you want to start with heading 1, and then you can break up your page below into the multiple headings. You often see this with blog articles. Blog articles usually do this pretty well. Schema markup. Schema markup is a newer concept in markup languages. It would be considered advanced, but it's really, really interesting. At least to website developers, it's interesting. Basically, there's a library of schema markup tags that we can use to better communicate the meaning and context of the information. So we can give the search engines a deeper understanding of our web page content. So there are a number of schema markup tags that are specifically related to authors, author names, ISBN numbers, book names, book reviews, offers, etc. So at a lot of projects, we use schema markup in our author plugin, so it's already baked into our websites for authors. But for example, to show you how it works, so we have this P tag, and now we're adding this other part, this item prop equals author, and then the name of the author is in between the tag and the end tag. So it's saying, hey, search engine, this piece of information right here, Wayne Stinnett, is the name of an author. So it's giving the content of this more meaning to the search engines, which is really important when optimizing content. And it's amazing that we can do this. So another example is character. So Jesse McDermott is one of his main characters in his book. So we can say this information is a character. So search engines can understand the data that they're actually reading. Pretty neat stuff. Okay. SERP, last acronym of the SEO terms. SERP is an acronym that stands for Search Engine Results Page. If you start working on SEO, you're probably going to hear this term, SERP. So Search Engine Results Page. It's like, Google.com. It's the place where you search for something and the results that come up. Okay, so optimizing author websites. Let's dive in. So text content is king. This is true for any website. Keyword rich, topic specific. So the biggest takeaway for optimizing your web pages is text content is king. But not just any text will do. It needs to be keyword rich, topic specific. Google's goal is to find out what you're trying to communicate and then serve it up to people that are looking for it. We can help Google do that by optimizing each page. So make it matchy-matchy. So it's a little silly to say this, but just keep that in mind. Make it matchy-matchy. So we need to infuse everything that we just talked about with your focus keyword or phrase, right? So what does that mean? The most important thing to work towards is to make all your content match. You'll need to determine what the page is about and then repeat the topic throughout the page. Good SEO is achieved when we pay attention to a lot of little details. So we want the page title, the heading 1, should have the focus keyword in it. The page content should be 300 words long is recommended, and this all includes content. This includes all the content for the entire page. So you can break it up a little bit into different sections if you need to make it easier to consume for people. The first sentence of the page should have the focus keyword in it. The page content should have the focus keyword sprinkled throughout the entire copy, and the meta title should have the focus keyword in it. The meta description should have the focus keyword in it, and the keyword in the meta description should be closer to the front of the description to avoid truncation. Truncation is when the search engines kind of crop off the description because it's too long. The slug should have the focus keyword in it as well. We talked about what a slug is, right? Images used on the page should have a file name that includes the focus keyword in it. The file name should be formatted exactly like the slug. It should have that word separated by a dash, .jpeg. And then the alt tags should also have a focus keyword in it. So evaluate SEO on a page. Let's look at Wayne's book page for Fallen Out. So it's this page right here, Fallen Out. So we got focus keyword phrase is Fallen Out. Other important keywords in it are Jesse McDermott, Caribbean Adventure Series, author name Wayne Stinnett, book is a broad search term, novel, author, those are all broad search terms. So we're looking at this page right here. All right, so the page title has Fallen Out. Fallen Out. Wait, I'm not on the page title. So here's the page title, Fallen Out. The text contains 278 words. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good length, almost to the 300s. The book's description doesn't use the focus keyword at all. The reason for this is Wayne opted not to because he wanted to use his official book description, and it doesn't have the keyword in it. So the meta title has the focus keyword in it, plus other keywords. The meta description has a focus keyword, plus other keywords. And the slug has the focus keyword in it. Right here. Here's the slug, Fallen Out. And, oops. The image file name, which we already looked at, is fallen-out.jpg. That has the focus keyword in it. And then the alt tag also has the focus keyword in it. So, how it looks on the SERP page, right? This is the meta, oops, This is the meta title here in blue. We've got fallen out as the keyword, a Jesse McDermott novel, keyword, book by author Wayne Sinnott. So we got book as a keyword, author as a keyword, Wayne Sinnott as a keyword. So this meta title is chocked full of keywords, right? Then here's the meta description. Find the Jesse McDermott novel, keyword, fallen out, focus keyword, and the rest of the Caribbean Adventure series, books, keyword, here at my website, waynesinnott.com. So this is all chocked full of keywords and focus keywords. So how it looks in code to a search engine, right? So meta description, this is what a computer is reading, right? They're not seeing all the pretty pictures. They're just seeing text. So they can read this, right? They're reading the description. They're reading the title. They're reading the name of the slug, right? They're reading the name of the JPEG. So they can read all this. It all means something if you format it correctly. Make it matchy, right? All right, so alt tag in a media library. So this is a screen capture of a WordPress media library attachment detail. So here's the image. You can see here's the file name. Oops. Here's the file name here. You can see the alternative text is the book cover of Wayne Sinnott's novel Fallen Out. Keyword, all keywords, making it matchy. It all matches. This is how Facebook uses the metadata. So it's not only important to have metadata that works for your search engine optimization or for your SERP page, right? It's important to have metadata because when people share it on Facebook or other platforms, it will pull in the metadata. So we got the image, we've got the meta title, and we got the meta description and the website name, and it's all getting pulled in because of metadata. Okay, so I provided some search engine optimization tools in my chat today so that you can optimize your own website. So first I'm going to talk about WordPress and the Yoast plugin. This is a great tool to help you enter metadata and analyze each page on your website for ideal keyword placement. So you want to make the smiley faces green, right? Smiley face SEO is happy when it's green and sad when it's red and there's a sad face. So, but at the end of the day, this is just a tool and you have to evaluate what's important to you as the website owner. So let's take a little look here at the evaluation of Fallen Out. So here's if you were to be in the WordPress, you would scroll down to see this result. So let's start at the bottom. So the good stuff is in green, the bad stuff is in red, the orange is okay, but could use improvement. So keyword phrase is fallen out. So your keyword phrase or synonyms do not appear in the first paragraph. We know this because we're using the official book description and it doesn't have the keyword phrase in it. Keyword density. So the focus keyword is found one time. That's less than or recommended 2 times in the length of the text. So this is where it comes. You got to create keyword density by using the keyword a couple times in your pages. And then link phrase. You're linking to another page with the words that you want to rank for this page, which is true because we're linking out to his shop where you can buy the book. So, and that one also has the same title. So I can't really avoid it in this scenario, but it mentions it and something to consider. But again, it's a tool. So we understand it and we understand what's happening, but we're choosing not to do anything with it. And again, this is the same thing. Previously used key phrase. So it's in the shop. We're using the same focus keyword to optimize that page. So that's why it's flagging it. Text length, the recommended amount is 300 words. We're at 278, so slightly below, but still pretty good. I think if you can get in that range, it's okay. So again, a tool to evaluate, but then you can make a choice as a human, right? If you want to follow it or not. For good results, we have outbound links. There's stuff going out to Amazon. There's stuff going out to his, Barnes & Noble. There's outbound links. Internal links, we're linking to the shop. Key phrase links, so they're saying the focus keyword is falling out, and that's a good link. Good job. Focus keyword in meta description, so the key phrase or synonyms appear within the meta description, so that's good. The meta description length is good. It's under the required 155 characters, so we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. And then the image, all attributes have the keyword phrase in it, so good job. And the keyword phrase is in the title of the page, so it's an exact match, and so that's good. And then the SEO title width, which is the meta title, is a good length, so that's good. And then the keyword phrase is also in the slug, so right, the fallen dash out slug, so that's good. So all these things work together. Okay, let's dive into how to find keywords. How do you know which keywords work the best for you? The answer is you need to do a bit of research. Google Search Engine Console is free, and the Google Ads Keyword Planner is free. These are two great free tools that you have to help you gather more information. So let's check out a search engine results. Let's check out a Google Search Console page first. So if you have your Google Search Console set up, this is Wayne Stinnetz, you can go to the Performance tab and you can go to Queries, and then you can see the keywords that people have used and found his website. So you can see it's a combination of narrow search terms like Wayne Stinnett and broad search terms like books, author, novels, series. Those are all broad search terms. So you want to, when you're writing your website content, be it metadata or page content, you want to use both narrow and broad search terms throughout your content. They're also, it looks like they're looking for books in order, so they're looking for their reading order or chronological order. They're looking for the reading order. So you can see what the hot topics are that people are looking for when they visit his website. I'm going to show you next. I'm going to show you a Google Ads. You can set up a Google Ads account for free. You don't have to set up any ads. You just want to use their free planner. So you have to set up the account to get access to the planner, but once the account is set up, you don't need to buy anything. So in order to do keyword research in the Google Ads platform, you go to Tools and you go to the Keyword Planner, and then you discover new keywords. So you type in a few keywords that you're interested in. I think you can type up to 10. So 2 broad search terms and a narrow search term, get results. And the thing that's really interesting about this is that it provides you with the things that you were searching for, but it also provides you with other keywords that they think might be related to what you're trying to work towards. So you can see in here, there's a bunch of author names, but then there's also ebook. Look, ebook. We have 74,000 searches for ebook. So maybe this is a good keyword for us. So you can go through and see where you can find these keywords and what will work best for you. So next, I'm going to introduce you some tools that I use, and you can go over to my website and go to the blog to find this stuff. So in the blog, it is in the NINC workshop for authors. Provided this. You can go, you can see the SEO website terms here, and then we've got Lala tools and handout. So the handout is just kind of an overview of this talk, And then we've got two sets of tools here. So we got keyword research, spreadsheet. They're both spreadsheets. And I put in some example content here. So in the keyword research spreadsheet, we have 3 tabs. One is the seed keywords. So these are all seed keywords that I found in the Google Search Console. So now that I have my seed keywords, then I can go into my Google AdWords keyword planner and drop those in and see what my results get. And then I can take those and make note of what those are. I can fill this out and say, oh, this is a broad term, this is a narrow term, this is the volume of searches, and this is the topic that I think these terms fall under. So when you're writing your copy, if you have 50 books to optimize, you can kind of filter these. You can use these filters to help you if you want to look for a certain topic that you've searched on. I've also created a little how-to guide in here on this page, so in case you forget. So that's where you can find that. And these are Google Sheets, but you can download them as XLS, or you can copy them into your own Google Drive. And then metadata worksheet. I have created this, and I use this all the time in my business. It slides right to left. There are the page link. So what I do is I evaluate an entire page or an entire website all at one time. So I'll drop in all the page links. I will think about the website as a whole, and I'll create a focus keyword for each page that I think is, after I do my keyword research, and figure out what that is for that topic of that page and what is the most important topic for that page. For this one, it's fallen out, right? So are we happy with the slug? We can put the old slug in there, evaluate it, and we can create a new slug if we want to. If you do create a new slug, you should definitely do a redirect from the old one to the new one in case there's any links out there in the website, in the World Wide Web, that link to the old slug, then it'll forward to the new slug, so you won't have any page breaks. You can write the meta title. We break it down into page title, an important subject, and then the business name. So here we have Fallen Out is the page title. The important subject is this is a Jesse McDermott novel, keyword rich, and then a book by author Wayne Sinnott is the business name, is the Wayne Sinnott. So this has a character counter in it, and this meta title has 68 characters to it. When you're looking at a SERP page, a search engine results page, you'll get 55 characters in view, but it'll allow you up to 110 characters. So the content will get truncated after 55 characters. So a person will not be able to see things that are longer than 55 characters. So if you're writing copy for a person, you need to keep this in mind. The 110 characters is for search engines. So search engines will still read it up to 110 characters, but people can only read it 55 characters. So you got character count here. And then meta description, there's only one max character of 155 characters. After that, the search engines don't read it, so it gets truncated. So it's important to keep it under that 155 characters. So this written description has 133 characters, so it's under the 155, so we're happy there. And then I just put a little section, because sometimes when you're doing this, you come up with ideas for your page content, and you can just make notes along the way. So just fill out the whole thing, and you can optimize your whole website. And there's only one tab in this spreadsheet. Okay, so that's the handout stuff. We talked about. I chatted through these. So find your keywords, right, and then write your metadata, like we just talked about, and then apply them to your website. So lastly, we're going to talk about some website terms to learn and understand this work. So this is a workshop, so I'm going to attempt to teach you some SEO fundamentals. Before we talk about that, we need to learn a few terms. So, all right. All right. There's a lot less. This is more about user experience terms than SEO terms. Sales funnel or information funnel creates a pathway for users to follow, typically delivering the user to a call to action of some type, right? You want them to buy something, you want them to download something, you want them to sign up for something. What is it that what are your business goals? Call to action. Call to actions provide your website users with what they are looking for in the easiest, most straightforward way. So call to actions are typically designed to prompt an immediate response or encourage an immediate sale of some type, right? So sign up, buy, do something. And then above the fold, on a website, above the fold is considered a viewable screen before the user has to scroll to see more. We typically want to put call to actions above the fold, creating a path of least resistance. So above the fold is kind of an old term that comes from newspapers. You know, when we had newspapers that folded in half, the information that was above the fold was considered highly important. And the same thing for websites. So let's evaluate UX on a page. We'll look at Wayne's homepage and his book and his detail page for Fallen Out. So on the home page, let's go over there. So we have, on his homepage, we have 14 call to actions and 7 of them are above the fold. We've got 3 slides here. So the slide has a purchase options, which goes to the book detail page, or a buy now button, which goes directly to Amazon. So these are great call to actions. You don't have to go very far to find one on his website, right? There's 3 slides in here. There's Fallen Out, which is the first book of the series. So the hook. The Rising Warrior is the latest release. So if you're really into the series and you want the latest book, this is it. And then the next one is Rising Moon, which is his book that's available for pre-order right now. So the buttons say is something a little bit different because they're available for pre-order. And then the 7th call to action above the fold is this subscribe to his mailing list option. So now if we scroll down, you'll see a little short bio to Wayne, and then you can click to read the full bio. So notice this button's gray. It's a button and it can help you navigate to get more information, but it's not as bright as these buttons. These buttons have a little more color, a little more flair to them. They definitely have like a call to action color. So then we come to the Beardometer, which is fun and playful and highlights his new release coming out. And then we have his latest works, which are the 3 most recent releases. So Rising Warrior, Rising Thunder, Rising Spirit. You can go buy now, or you can see purchase options. So the buy now is highlighted more because that's better call to action. We want people to purchase his books. So, and what's the most straightforward pathway for them to achieve that goal? And then, so in total, if you were to add all this up, it's 14 call to actions and 7 call to actions above the fold. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to make it really easy for people to get what they want quickly. All right, so let's look at his book detail page. Okay, so the book detail page has 3 call to actions plus 11 purchase options. So he has this buy now right here on Amazon. You don't have to scroll to find it. You've got the subscribe again. And then we've got another buy now from Amazon because Amazon's his biggest seller. And then we've got all these different purchase options depending on what you're into. So purchase options, you can buy from Wayne's Ship Store, his shop. Buy from Amazon, a paperback, or Barnes & Noble, a paperback. From digital, you can buy from Wayne directly. You can buy Amazon Kindle, Apple Books, Barnes & Noble Nook, Google Play, or Kobo e-reader. So you got whatever platform you are using for your digital books, you can find it here. And audio is available on Amazon and Audible are the same thing, but sometimes people like to buy it off of Amazon instead of Audible. So you get the 2 purchase options. So in total, let's see here, there's 1, 2, 3 call to actions, and then you've got all the purchase options down below here. Okay. That kind of covers our section on user experience and how you should be thinking about trying to create less clicks to get to a call to action on your website. So that concludes our talk. Thanks from Lala Projects. We build custom WordPress websites using our own theme and authors plugin, helping authors to manage their websites and books. You can find us at lalaprojects.com. And if you want to reach out, we do a free consultation.